Good morning. Welcome to day 63 at Quantum's Liberty. Hope this day's finding you well. Good morning, buddies. Hello. Today at Quantum's Liberty, we have Elizabeth and Puppy. Elizabeth is 10, and her mother works in ICU in Connecticut. Hello, my dear. Hi, Puppy. Oh. There's his toy. All right, so here we go. Today's tapping, what we're going to tap on today is a something that Elizabeth was talking about. She's 10 from Connecticut, and so we'll start tapping on the karate chop point right away. So this is a DeStress series as we go through the pandemic for 16 weeks from the date of a class. There was a COVID-19 critical care class, and that class said that we're going to be going through the pandemic until about February 12 at that point in time. So we're doing the DeStress series, and tapping, as we know, will help to reduce stress by 37%. Our cortisol hormones drop in 1 week of tapping and meditation. And the other thing that happens is our immunoglobulin levels go up 113%. So, yeah, there's your toy, puppy. So when we're tapping, we are raising our immunoglobulin levels and lowering our cortisol levels, and we're creating all these biomarker changes in our bodies as we tap. So the purpose of this is to reduce the stress and to raise the hormones and neurotransmitters that allow us to feel really good and to boost our immune system. So today we talk a little bit about the news from Elizabeth's perspective. Her mom works in ICU in Connecticut. And so Connecticut was receiving the vaccine yesterday. The first nurse received it, the COVID-19 vaccine, Sandra. I forget her last name. But wow, the look on her face on the picture. She's from Queens, and she's been working in critical care, Queens, New York. And so keep on tapping. The look on her face was very, very, very serious. And the nice thing about it was what she said afterwards was, finally, there's hope. And so Elizabeth had a different experience with her mom, whose hospital was receiving the vaccine yesterday in Connecticut. And she said her mom chose not to take the vaccine. And so the reason was because she felt uneasy about it. So she's not trusting the vaccine right now. And so Elizabeth had a couple of powerful feelings about that, right, my dear? That was, what did you use? Oh, you said exhausting. Like everything felt exhausting. And so I was thinking that what we would tap on is we could tap on the resistance to, because tapping is really great for you have to tap on the resistance and the blockages to the happiness and the health. And that's what tapping is breakthrough technology for, is that if you have sadnesses and things inside of you, you can tap on those things and you might find yourself releasing them and crying, things like that. But also talk to, your parents, and also talk to somebody who is a good spokesperson for you that your parents know about, and honor and love yourself for all those feelings that you have within inside of you. So one of the things that I wanted to kind of talk about while we're tapping too is Dr. Fauci wanted everybody to know that one of the lead scientists who developed the vaccine is a black woman named Kismika Corbett. And she works at the National Institute of Health. Um, so thank you, Kismika Corbett. Woo! Yes, I'm definitely going to get that vaccine. I'm on board with it, and I feel like there's a lot of powerful people like Obama and Clinton and Bush who said that they're going to be first in line to get this vaccine too, to show everybody that they feel it's safe. And so we're on board as of yesterday. The other thing that we wanted to talk about a little bit was that the Washington Post had a review of letters to Santa Claus. And a lot of the letters from children were similar to Elizabeth's, who is 10 in Connecticut. And she said that her letter was to end coronavirus. That was the first thing on the letter. And the Washington Post has been collecting letters from parents who also say that their children are asking for, number one, end coronavirus. So one way to do that, based on science, is to wear your mask indoors and outdoors, and social distance, and stay at home if you have lockdown orders. A lot of the ICUs are at capacity and don't have any room, like we have in California here in Carlsbad. A few restaurants who want to stay open, and so there's people out there dining with no mask on. And the nurses are at capacity, so the hospital system and the doctors are going to need to speak up and not hold their peace and say what's going on so that everybody knows. Maybe this can go on public television. So as for talking about the issue that Elizabeth is talking about, so coronavirus vaccine is it's amazing. It was developed in faster time than anybody would ever have dreamed. So congratulations to all our scientists around the world, and thank you for developing that. So I thought we would tap on integrating the idea of being happy. So one thing that was interesting about these studies that were done, and it's in Dawson Church's research and also Davidson's research. And so the research showed that the subjective feelings that people felt when they were doing tapping and meditation for 1 week, they improved greatly. And so they thought, well, let's see now, if we are actually looking at mood changes, let's give these people a scale so that we can see if the biomarkers match the subjective data. And so they did this scale that is like a PTSD and a sadness and a stress scale. So this would be great for Elizabeth because she's having that exhaustion and sadness at her mother's decision. Now, the one thing that's wonderful about what we have inside of us is we have an ability to make clear decisions. And your mom is making a clear decision. And that doesn't mean that she can't change it again. So just know that if she chooses at another point in time to do the vaccine, then she can just change her clear decision. She's a wise woman. She has the answers. She knows how to look inside and look inside what's important to her, what feels good to her, and she will choose from there. But for tapping on the sadness, this is a really good thing to do because neuroscientists did this study and they gave out a PTSD, sadness, and stress scale. And so the scale was, for people who had really high levels of sadness and stress. And so what they wanted to see was, how much did the tapping help. And so in 1 week, of the tapping and meditation. So the scale goes to a number 2 or a 5 or an 8 is the highest you can get for like maximum happiness, right? After tapping and releasing the stress, which is what this breakthrough technology is for. And then after the tapping and the meditation, what was the number? Was it a 2, 5, or an 8 for being like really happy after being stressed out and sad? And so the researchers found that their studies showed not only an 8 for happiness, but it went way off the scale for happiness. It actually went up to 29. So that was like off the chart. So then they did some other biomarkers, and they did find that biomarkers such as dopamine and serotonin, when you're doing 1 week of tapping and meditation, those flood through the body and the brain, and that unlocks oxytocin and other beautiful neurotransmitters and hormones that are related to your happiness levels. So we can do tapping and meditation to reduce the cortisol. And what it's doing is when you are talking and thinking about these things that make you sad, when you're tapping on these points, especially this one, they're slowing down the firing to the amygdala, which is your fight flight, which says panic and stress out more, right? Send the oxygen to your arms and legs and run from a saber-toothed tiger. And so instead of doing that, when you're tapping here, the neurons don't flow to the amygdala so quickly, and they back off, and then the amygdala can keep the oxygen in the blood vessels of the prefrontal cortex, which is your self-awareness center. So you can be more aware of your internal feelings, and then the tapping helps to make a little break in the layer or the armor around you that is protecting you, right? And it helps you to release that protective thing that's keeping you safer, right? So that you can then be free to be you. So when we're tapping, what we do is we start off with a setup statement, and we start off with the problem in a box. Like her problem right now is feeling exhausted and sad that this decision was made, right? And so so we put the problem in a box. There's the problem. I feel sad that this decision is made and about this decision. And so we started with even though, then the problem. And this is really important, is I accept myself exactly as I am with the problem in place. So whether or not the problem is there, you accept yourself exactly as you are. Okay, so we do 3 setup statements like that, and we'll start off with the karate chop point, and then we'll do the tapping. And we'll tap on vibrant health and being happy after releasing any resistances to the having happiness and deserving happiness. So everybody deserves that. And we're all so long overdue with this coronavirus bringing everyone and everything to its knees. It's been quite a difficult time all around us at every level. The restaurants, the healthcare workers, the citizens, the elderly, disabled, the Black, the Hispanic communities that are just getting hard hit. So let's just wear our mask and stay safe and try to stay at home as much as we can and ride this through. Okay? So here we go. Repeat after me. Even though I have this sadness within inside of me because my mom made this decision, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I have this sadness inside of me because of this decision, and I wish it could be otherwise, I still acknowledge my feelings, and I hold them dear, and I deeply accept And I love myself with this problem inside of me. Even though I have this deep sadness because my mother made a choice and I wish it could be otherwise, I respect everybody's decision and I deeply love and accept myself exactly as I am. Any resistance to happiness, this resistance inside of me, this resistance to feeling happy, I have this sadness within, and I deeply and completely accept every part of me. I have this sadness that blocks me from being happy. There it is, right there. I can't be happy, I have to be sad. There's that resistance right there. I acknowledge that I have it. I am me with this resistance. I am me without this resistance. Whether or not I have this resistance inside of me, I love me. I am good. I am good with this resistance. I am good with the sadness. I am good without the sadness. I always have goodness inside of me. Sometimes I have sadness too. I can bounce back and forth. I deserve happiness. I deserve to integrate happiness in my life. I deserve this. Yes, I deserve happiness. I deserve to feel really good. I am awake feeling good. I have lots of neurotransmitters and hormones being released, sloshing around my body and in my brain. These are happy hormones and neurotransmitters. They make me feel way better. I don't have to do anything. I can do my tapping and the meditation. Oops, and it clearly lowers stress hormones and raises, ready for this word? Immunoglobulins. Good job, Elizabeth. Immunoglobulins go up 113% in 1 week of tapping and meditation. I am that happy person. I am that person in radiant health, with or without COVID-19, in my environment. I am radiantly healthy. I'm walking as that person. I am talking as that person. I believe as that person. I am integrating. I integrate radiant health. I integrate radiant health in my life, with or without COVID-19, in the environment, and I am happy in mind, body, and spirit. Nice going, Elizabeth. Great. Thank you for bringing this to our attention. This is a very powerful session, and important to feel all these feelings that come up around whether somebody is going to take the vaccine or if they're not going to. And we just have to trust science and know that decisions are based on science. And all the best. Talk to you soon. Love you.